For people here, it has been a long, hot summer, and by now we know the punishing U.S. drought is leading to a spike in prices at the supermarket as crops bake in the bone-dry soil. But there is another financial impact, one you may not have realized, and that is the rising cost of gasoline in the United States. Huge amounts of corn are used to make ethanol, which is used as fuel. Craig Mauro takes a look.
When you think of corn, you probably think food. In the United States, though, about 40% of corn actually goes towards producing fuel in the form of ethanol. Ethanol producers have seen their margins squeezed in recent weeks as a searing drought across much of the U.S. Corn Belt has driven the commodity's price to record highs. Some plants, like this one in Indiana, have temporarily shut down production rather than refine fuel at a loss. Ethanol production has boomed in recent years, and that's because of a government mandate that requires 10% of U.S. gasoline to derive from ethanol or other biofuels. And that has translated to roughly 5 billion bushels of corn being used every year to produce fuel. Livestock producers who use corn as feed petitioned the government this week to suspend the ethanol mandate, arguing that such a move would lower corn prices. But is that a sure thing?
Well, that still is going to depend on things like the price of oil. If oil is high, then gasoline is high price, and that makes ethanol continuing to be more profitable to put into their blends.
Economists do say, however, that there's evidence over the long term that the ethanol boom has driven up the price of corn.
Prior to the big buildup over the last about 6 years in ethanol production, corn prices for farmers in the United States averaged about $2 a bushel. In our most recent crop that we're almost finished marketing, the 2011 crop, that's over $6 a bushel.
The current price is over $8 a bushel. The drought is expected to diminish this harvest significantly. If the ethanol mandate remains unchanged, that means an even larger share of U.S. corn will go towards fuel rather than food. Craig Mauro, CCTV, Linden, Indiana.